Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in Fire Sign. Basically motivated by inspirations and aspirations. Recharges energy through vigorous, physically demanding activity and by pursuing new visions for the future. Sun in Sagittarius. Creative energy is directed toward one's ideals and aspirations, not only expressing them, but often promoting them to others. Sense of individuality is colored by one's ultimate beliefs and optimistic philosophical outlook. Essentially values wide-ranging mental and physical liberty. Radiates a friendly, exploratory, open spirit, very broad-minded and values honesty. Needs to be recognized for moral, upright nature. Sometimes high standards can lead to intolerance and insensitivity to others. The Moon Sign and its Element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the moon's sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in Fire Signs. Reacts to changing experiences with direct action and enthusiasm. Feels comfortable when expressing confidence and strength. Sign position of the moon. How one reacts based on subconscious predisposition. Moon in Sagittarius. Reacts enthusiastically and idealistically based on beliefs and philosophy. Inner contentment felt when aspiring toward or promoting one's ideals, or when progressing toward one's future goals. Subconscious predisposition to question, to search for meaning, an innate, broad-minded, tolerant, buoyant attitude toward life. Feels comfortable when exploring, traveling, being outdoors, and loves a sense of freedom. Orientation toward emotional beliefs can lead to gullibility, arrogance, fanaticism, or a pretentious preachiness. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science, copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Sagittarius. Wants to feel free to roam. Restless and lacking in continuity. Needs fixed signs to anchor them. Philosophical. Friendly and optimistic. Wants to help others, but forgets. If afflicted to Jupiter, too extravagant. Faults are those of overdoing, not underdoing. Keen love of sports if aspected to Mars. The gamblers of life. Not apt to have many close friends, but many acquaintances. A feeling for religious philosophy, but not dogma and creed. Loves to roam. Needs to learn to think before speaking. In a male chart will attract a freedom-loving female. Direct and talkative. Sun-Moon Alchemy. The elemental combinations of the sun sign and the moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each sun-moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a fire-earth combination refers equally to sun-fire, moon-earth, as it does to sun-earth, moon-fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. The four pure types, with both sun and moon in the same element, most vividly express the element involved. Such an emphasis on one element also represents an imbalance, so such types are liable to swing into their complementary or opposite element. Fire and fire combinations. Fire is the most primary of elements, hot, volatile, creative, dramatic. The double fire type is intensely passionate and lives from a very self-centered perspective. That is, they approach life according to their keenly felt beliefs and visions of what could be and what is truth for them. The double fire type may be so in tune with their inner reality that they become insensitive to others. Frequently, their relationships suffer from their lack of awareness that others might not have such a strong sense of destiny. Whatever their interests might be, this individual throws themselves into life with enormous enthusiasm, often bumping into and scattering others in the process. When Aneurin Bevan described Winston Churchill, a double fire type, Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Leo, he summed up the problems of the pure fire combination. The 7-league boot tempo of his imagination hastens him on to the sunny uplands of the future, but he is apt to forget that the slow steps of humanity must travel every inch of the weary road that leads there. There is about the double fire type all that one associates with the imagery of fire. It burns, it roars, and it waits for nothing. This type can be brash, arrogant, and impatient, but also inspiring and childlike, with an immense capacity for enjoying life and persuading others to believe in themselves and to have a go. This type will often sense the hidden opportunity in a situation, and his belief that anything is possible is the magic ingredient behind his natural leadership qualities. Never mind the fact that he needs plenty of lackeys to make it all happen in the concrete world. He has the vision. The rest is incidental. Shadow side. Because of their very enthusiastic flight towards glory, the strongly fire type may paradoxically develop a compensating pessimism when they come down to earth. Indeed, coming down to earth is generally what they try to avoid, for the mundane necessities of life seem like obstacles thwarting the pursuit of important things. Churchill's oppressive periods of what he called Black Dog, and Mark Twain was a Sagittarius sun with Aries moon, Mark Twain's bouts of dark depression are classic examples of what can happen when there is a loss of meaning for the fiery individual. This type's tendency to rebel angrily against the confines of the mortal condition, such as seeing the needs of the body in the bank account, will severely restrict his potency. He needs to develop patience, moderation, practical skills, sensitivity to others, and respect for the simple, inarticulate material world. Relationships. The pure fire type may gravitate towards other fire types, but this can be too much of an exhausting good thing. The airy individual is intellectually provocative and challenging for the double fire type, and together they can make a very creative team. A relationship with the watery individual can be quite exciting and romantic, but also volatile and unstable. The most compelling relationships tend to be with the earth type, people who are comfortable and adept at dealing with the everyday world, making breakfast, mowing the lawn, getting the tax returns in on time. There's a strong mutual fascination between these two types, which can help build a strong relationship, although inevitably there will be some difficulties in understanding each other's basic values. Male versus female. Men in Western society are undoubtedly more inclined to feel at home with the strongly extrovert qualities that fire normally bestows. While spirit and energy are admired in women, there's no question that the Western woman who overtly uses her fire energies is likely to be rather disparagingly labeled as pushy, forceful, quick-tempered, and bossy. This is slowly changing, however. The double fire woman is not inclined to care too much about what others think and is very able to stand up for herself in a man's world. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William Yu Wei's Cosmic Astrology. Copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Sagittarius. Preoccupied, intellectual. You have the ability to go to great creative and spiritual heights. You nonetheless have real difficulty when it comes to being on Earth. The luck of Jupiter, fortunately, always helps you out at the last minute, no matter how out of touch you are. You are capable of stimulating and absorbing an audience with your burning enthusiasm and extent of understanding, and you are a natural teacher. However, you are never really certain exactly where you are on important subjects. For this combination, every side of existence takes on large, abstract dimensions because you are the recurrent philosopher. Nothing in life is simple for the double Sagittarius. You are lifted into the realm of the philosopher king by lucidity of thought and lofty insights far above those below. Paying the rent or balancing your budget and other details bog you down. Yours is just not the most sensible of combinations because you are extremely absent-minded. The inflow of concepts and visions you have can be overpowering, and you are never exactly sure which set of rules you must follow. However, you are extremely open-minded. You are inclined to change your mind often, although serious and attracted to the abstract. You consider both sides carefully prior to arriving at a decision. You are so careful that it sometimes takes forever for you to take a position. Your worst problem is confusion, because the skill to understand mathematics and metaphysics does not help you to know yourself. Once you have mastered a little tolerance and learn to control that restiveness, you may be able to see some of those goals completed. Then you will be all set. You can achieve great success with your wonderful imagination, if you are given the right situation. The divine is somehow connected to you as well. You also tend to ignore the long-term consequences of your behavior to live almost wholly for the moment. Repeated silliness is common to the double Sagittarius, and caprice rules your decisions. Others may crave gold or fame, but your biggest desire is for total personal freedom. The world is your space for your feelings and thoughts, and you need to move about freely and do precisely as you want. Travel, either in your mind or literally, is critical to your health. It is very unusual for a double Sagittarius to not travel far and wide. It is hard for you to settle down and see some of those grand goals and not have your freedom. You should try to restrain some of those crazier ideas, even though your expansive and freedom-loving soul should never be locked up. Notes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign, Moon Sign. Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Sagittarius, your greatest strengths. Optimism, humor, resilience, broad questioning mind, courageous devotion to principles, and faith in the future and the essential benevolence of life. Your greatest weaknesses. Tendency to hold forth with self-righteousness and good advice, quote-unquote. Reluctance to grow up and admit to having limitations. Tendency to be slapdash and sloppy with details. Proneness to sudden downers when life's realities clash with your noble ideals. Images for integration. A top-speed crazy comedian combines sheer silliness with profound spiritual and philosophical insights. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and Ode to Joy.